Watching the Magic Sandwich Show and dealing with free will question got me thinking about this subject. And one of the questions brought up is malaria, alcohol, things that change people's minds, blow to the head. And, does someone really have free will to choose if such a blow can completely and radically change someone's brain? And we all know about this. There are many cases of people who have strokes due to many drugs or some brain damage. Something happens that changes their personality, who they are. There have been women who, due to a change in their brain of some kind or hormonal change, crave and need sex to the point of being extreme. Like they'll strip naked in the middle of the street and you have to be controlled. I mean, you have men who, get hit over the head and become more violent. Or people become more pacifist and other such things. We know about sociopaths and people who are incapable of feeling emotions or empathy of any kind. They don't have these things that keeps them from acting out on normal violence. So do we really have a choice? Is it just that their soul was created evil and corrupt without any of the safeguards that we have? Or what is it? Can someone really be sent to hell for having a brain that makes them incapable of feeling empathy of any kind? You can still say, well, they have a choice, but they don't have the equipment to make that simple choice as easy as the rest of us. It's not quite that simple. And what about someone who spends the first half of his life being Christian, loving, worshiping God, gets brain damage of some kind, and becomes a violent homicidal maniac? Does he go to hell because of the actions in the first half? Or is it because he was saved and the brain changed it? But then what about the atheist that spends best part of his life? Is he condemned just as much for dying for having the brain damage before he converts, just as someone who dies? It just seems to me that there's too many problems with this whole free will idea. Whether you get into heaven or hell, when it's been shown, that certain people, are more inclined one way or the other. Just as there's some people that couldn't kill, to save their lives. People that are put in war. And they will die before they kill someone because they just don't have that killer instinct. They don't even have the ability to get past empathy. And at the other extreme, you've got people that, due to their work, their brain, whatever, are very violent. We lock a lot of these people up to protect ourselves as much as punishment. But can really a God punish these people? Is it that, like I said, is their soul corrupt from the beginning? Or is their body corrupt? Is it okay to punish a soul for something that the brain has in it, the body has the corruption? Because these are the problems, is that we can pretty much tell that changes to the brain change personality, so change who you are. So how does any of these things affect the soul, supposedly, that's there? Is the soul become corrupt? Does the soul get damaged when someone takes a blow to the head or gets syphilis or some other thing that causes brain changes? I'd really like to hear your thoughts and explanations for any people who believe in this stuff, like free will. How does this exactly work? Does someone who is incapable of feeling empathy and only feels rage, does he really have a free choice to not be violent when that's all his brain can do? This is a bit of an extreme, but there are people out there whose brains sort of work this way. And at the same other end, there's someone that can't possibly kill because their brain isn't wired the right way. Do we really have a free choice not to be a killer, to not do harm? Do we really have a free choice? Are they just special and they get into heaven for easier things? Like what, you know, what about that? How does this work? Exactly. I'd like to hear anybody's explanation or attempt to explain this.